And welcome back, rugby fans, to Rugby411. As always, I'm your host. My name is Joshua Shibata, and this is our Week 2 preview of the MLR 2024 season, as well as our pick'ems. Man, after a very exciting Week 1, stoked for Week 2. Everyone's playing 6 games, 4 of them on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. There is no game of the week on Fox Sports 2, so everything will be on the Rugby Network or your local affiliates. I know for LA, of course, Valley Sports West. Check your local cable providers for information on where you can watch the MLR game in your area, or again, watch on the Rugby Network. Absolutely free app, amazing. Every game of the season will be live or on demand, except for games on Fox Sports 2, which they'll upload 24 hours later. But no worries about that this week. Everything is going to be there live. So, without further ado, let's get into it. 4 games on Saturday. Saturday, March 9th. We're kicking it off. 11 a.m. All times are Pacific Standard Time for kickoff. 11 a.m. We're going to have the Old Glory DC taking on your reigning defending MLR champions, the New England Free Jacks, at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Quincy, Mass. This is a pretty lopsided rivalry. 6-1 in favor of New England. Old Glory's only won one game, and that was back at home in 2021, their very first meeting. So it's been 3 years since Old Glory has beaten New England, and since then it's all New England. I don't think that's going to change yet, and New England walks away with 2 wins to start off their 2024 campaign. At 1 p.m., the very next game, I'm very happy that I have some pretty good skills. At 1 p.m., we have the new kids on the block, the Charlotte Anthem, taking on the NOLA Gold at the Gold Mine in New Orleans. Again, I can't really say much about this game. First time that these two teams will play against each other. Charlotte did get trounced by New England. I don't know if they'll get trounced again in the future here, but definitely NOLA will prove to have the victory in this matchup. And also we'll be going 2-0 to start the season. Then we have also at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the Chicago Hounds going over to Utah, Zion Bank Stadium, to take on the Utah Warriors. Chicago winning against Miami, Utah suffering a close loss to Houston. This is they've both played each other twice. They're both 1-1. Both of them were away, by the way. So Chicago, last time they went to Zions Bank Stadium, they beat Utah. I kind of want to go with Utah just because I was a little shocked by how Chicago did against Miami. But if weather conditions are better, which they should be comparatively, Utah to Miami, maybe it's a little colder. I do think Chicago walks away with the victory here. I feel it might be a closer game, so you end up having 3 teams starting off the season 2-0. And let's finish off the rest of the games in week number 2. Last game on Saturday, March 9th, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The Miami Sharks, new kids on the block, take on the other sea animal team in the league, the Seattle Seawolves. Farthest trip made by a team this season, Miami all the way to Seattle. Travel is hard. Home pitch advantage is a thing, especially at Starfire Stadium. I would be shocked if Miami pulls off the victory, though Miami does look like they have a pretty competent team. I just think the travel, I just think the fans, Seattle is no pushover. They're looking very, very strong so far. I feel Seattle will walk away with the win. Sunday, March 10th, we have 2 games. First one, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. San Diego goes over to Dallas. San Diego reeling after their loss to Seattle to go over to Choctaw Stadium to take on the Dallas Jackals, who start the season off with a win over LA. Now they're hosting another SoCal team. As much as Dallas looked okay, San Diego did suffer a loss. I do feel San Diego will have the win here. San Diego is 4-0 against Dallas. I just don't feel that Dallas will change that. I think San Diego should have enough to pull off the victory in Choctaw Stadium. And then the last game of the week, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the Houston SaberCats take the trip to RFCLA at Dignity Health Sports Park, technically the track stadium, so the smaller stadium of the venue. Again, heartbreaking loss for LA against Dallas. Houston pulling off the win against Utah. You know, I'm gonna be a homer about this, and even though it's tough, I still feel LA looked really, really good. Now, granted, against Dallas, but I just don't think Houston has enough to convince me that they can do more against LA. So I'm still going to say that LA, at least for week 2, pulls off the victory and gets their first win of the season. Again, as I mentioned before in my other video, I will be at this game, peeing. So if you hear a familiar voice and if you see me, hey, don't be shy. Say hi, unless I'm working. But I'd always love to meet LA fans, LA rugby fans as well. And hey, if you're in the LA area, come on down. It's going to be a fun game, great atmosphere. Again, it's going to be at the smaller stadium, not the big stadium venue. It's at the track field. So just make sure you're going to the right place. But should be a fun game against a very game Houston. So that is the picks. That's the lineup. Very quick, very easy. It's going to be another fun week. And I'm super, super excited. Again, you can watch all the games absolutely free on the Rugby Network. Absolutely free app. Everything live on demand. You can catch up on week 1 games, which I'm going to do because I missed half of them. So have fun with it. Enjoy. Let me know who you think will win if my picks are completely wrong. Don't forget, Super Brew players, you got to get your picks in before Saturday because as soon as they kick off the first game, you can't change your picks for the first game and they keep locking after game start. So make sure you get all your picks in because every pick will count. And as always, thank you very much for watching my videos and I'll see you on the pitch.